Hello, everybody. Good to be with you. So what I've discovered over the years is that when we hear things, the same old things in the same old ways, we don't hear them at all, right? We sort of like, we kind of hear it, we sort of hear it. I mean, we get an idea what direction that's pointing toward or whatever, but we don't actually get the thing itself. And one of the things that I think that we don't hear is that we're not the body. Right? You're not the body. You're not the body. You're not, and you're not the mind. Yeah. I mean, how many times have you heard this? 1,000, 10,000? I don't know. You know, I've heard it a lot. And yet when people come to me for awakening sessions, what I discover is that they've heard that a lot, but they don't understand that because they don't believe it. It's like, yes, I understand I'm not the body, but if I'm not the body, what am I? Or, you know, whatever. So my question is, let's just assume that that's true. Let's assume that you're not the body. Let's assume you're not the mind. That let's just assume these thoughts are just rising thoughts. They're just rising. You're not thinking them. You're not, I'm not saying the mind is not processing them. I'm saying that you're not initiating them, and the mind is not initiating them. So if we're not the body and we're not the mind, what are we? So, well, what we do know we are is that we're spiritual seekers, and we've been spiritual seekers, and we're either seeking to awaken for the first time, or awaken for the next time, or awaken for the last time. But we're always seeking, are we not? I mean, we seek until we don't. That's the truth of it. And we're always seeking clarity. We're seeking oneness. We're seeking God. We're seeking awareness, awakeness, whatever you want to call it, consciousness. We're just seek. So let's just reverse that, because that's what I just love to do with this backwards teaching, is just reverse things. So instead of understanding that you're not that body and you're not that mind, and that so if you're not that body and you're not that mind, what are you in search of? I mean, just take it for the literal truth for just a minute, that you're not that body and not that mind. In the absence of your being that body, in the absence of your being that mind, what do you find? What's left? What is there left for you to be? So let's reverse things again. And instead of us seeking for God or clarity or consciousness or awareness, how about we reverse it and let awareness, God, look for us? And when I say us, what I'm talking about is that seeker, because even if I'm not the body and I'm not the mind, surely there's a seeker here. I mean, I can feel that there's something here, right? And it's seeking something else. So let's see, instead of seeing if we can find God, let's see if we can find a seeker. So, so let's just say I'm God, and I'm looking for a seeker. I need a seeker today for whatever reason. So, I want the seeker here, but I don't know exactly what that means. So if I come and I decide that I might want a Fred unit seeker, I look, and what I discover upon close examination, and you're listening to the mystics from 1,000 years, and just upon my own examination, I find out that whatever it is that I am, which is said to be oneness, it's said to be the whole universe, it's said to be beyond that, right? Just potential, whatever it is. Well, that cannot be this body. So if I'm God and I'm looking for a seeker and I'm looking at bodies, I am barking up the wrong tree. I'm not going to find one in the body. So let's just accept that as fact for a moment. So I'm God, I'm looking for a seeker, and I'm going to look in the mind. What mind? Well, the mind. But I want you to look at Fred's mind. Well, we haven't actually proven that there's a Fred yet. And I regularly in awakening sessions prove to people that there's not. So, I mean, just, right? I mean, if you don't get anything else, you'll get that. It just becomes self-evident. So if you're not this mind, I mean, if the seeker is not this mind, the seeker is not this body, what am I to do? What am I to look for? So what's left for me to look for? Well, I'm looking for a seeker, but the seeker can't be the mind. It can't be the body. So if it's not the mind and it's not the body, hell, the only thing I find other than the mind and the body is this. And actually what I find out is that the mind and the body are part of this. But that they're not inhabited by a seeker. And I'm not saying that this is inhabited by a seeker either. I'm just saying it's all that's left. If you subtract the using the body, you subtract using the mind, we just accept that as fact, then the only thing that I can find that's left is this. But so I can say that I can find this, but I don't know who's finding it. Because well, I guess I'm pretending to be God. So let's just say God can find this. How does God find this? How does oneness find this? Where does God look for oneness? Where would you think God would look for oneness? It's not in the body. It's not in the mind. Is it this? So let's put it up there high on our list of suspects. But then let me see, if I'm God, I got to check myself here. And what I'm checking is that if I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, and there was no this, would there still be, would I still exist? Let's just check. There's no body, there's no mind, there's no this. Would I still exist? I like to close my eyes because it makes me feel like that it's easier to pretend that there's no this, even if there is no this. So what I discover is that in the absence of this, there's still something present. I'm not saying it's here, but I'm saying it can't be anywhere else. And I'm certainly not, I can't say it's here now, because in the absence of a body or a mind, I can't experience time. You try it. In the absence of a character, in the absence of a Bob or a Betty, can you experience time? Try it. In the absence of a unit, in the absence of a character, can you experience time? Well, no, I can't. I can't experience time. Can I know myself if there's none of this? No body, no mind, no world. Can I know myself? No, I'd have no way to do that. I can't know myself until consciousness arises. So no consciousness, no knowing. Does that mean I'm not? Or does that mean I don't know myself? I think it means I don't know myself, doesn't it? So if there's no this, but there's still, I notice that there's still something underlying that doesn't appear to me, doesn't feel to me, doesn't look to me to be dependent on the world. It doesn't appear to me to be dependent on a mind. You can feel it. You can feel it a mile away. It's beyond mind. But see, I can tell you that that there's a very strong sense that I exist, but I can't tell you what that is, because there are no words for it. Because whatever it is that I am, I'm prior to language. When does language arise? Post-consciousness. Post-consciousness. Language arises after consciousness. As a matter of fact, there's only one of me. So that's what I can tell is that there's nothing else but me. I can find nothing outside of me, nothing other than me, that's just me. Whatever that is. There's just this. Whatever. Well, it's not even this. I'm beyond this. I'm prior to this. And I want to know that so badly, but I can't know it. Because that which I am is prior to language, it's prior to knowing, it's prior to experience. So there's another form of knowing that's outside of the knowledge realm of books and education and all that kind of thing, and standard learning. There's just another kind of knowing. And that knowing, it's not actually there because there's no one to experience the knowing. But there is the potential for knowing. How do I know? Because whatever it is that comes to believe I am has to previously exist. Has to. Coming to not recognize the sense of being is always a surprise. For who? Can we find a seeker? Can we find a seeker in the universe? Can we find a seeker that can undergo a cosmic shift until it experiences non-duality? Well, gee, I mean, non-duality is the whole thing, isn't it? I mean, that's the whole non-duality, hence, right? No separation, not two. Do you see what we're going for? I don't actually want to tell you things because then you'll have reason to doubt them. I just like to move around things so that you get to think about them. You get to witness what you witness. You get to see what you see and feel what you feel. And then you get to make a decision. Or a decision is made. I'm not saying you actually make it because I'm not saying that you, as you imagine, actually exist. And I'm not saying any decisions are made, but I'm saying that decisions happen. I'm saying that everything happens. Is there a separate seeker? If it's not the mind, it's not the body, and it's not even this. I mean, we thought we were some kind of, some version of mind, body, this. I mean, whatever. and that God was some other version of mind, body, this, right? I mean, just something, I don't know exactly what, but something. But what if it's not a something? What if it's a no thing? And can a seeker find a no thing? Can a no thing find a seeker, given that there's only no thing? Let this play around in your mind a little bit. See what you come up with. Have a good day. See you later. Bye-bye.